Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, also a member of the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committee. Good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Shannon. Good to be on with you.
Okay, not surprising probably to you. We're going to read a little reaction from your GOP colleague, Senator Lindsey Graham, saying this: I fear this proposal will not only hurt our agriculture, tourism, and service economy in South Carolina, his home state. It incentivizes more illegal immigration as positions go unfilled. After dealing with this issue for more than a decade, I know that when you restrict legal labor to employers, it incentivizes cheating. Your response?
Well, some of my colleagues are opinionated yet uninformed, and for a decade, Congress has tried to address this problem in the way that Senator Graham is talking about. They failed every time, in 2006, in 2007, and 2013. Donald Trump won last year, and immigration was the distinctive issue in that campaign. I would suggest that we listen to the people that voted for Donald Trump and try to heed their wishes. They want an immigration system that works for American workers. For 40 years, we've had wave after wave of unskilled and low-skilled immigrant coming into this country at a time when wages for people with high school degrees or less have been falling. We need to revamp our immigration system so immigrants are not driving down wages or taking jobs from blue-collar workers, while at the same time attracting the best, most talented immigrants from around the world to help make our economy more competitive and innovative and create jobs for everyone, whether your ancestors came here on the Mayflower or whether you just took the oath of citizenship last week.
All right, so a reporter on another network, I will not name, says this is just more of what he says is the administration's agenda against, he says, Mexicans, Muslims, and the media. He says it's a wink and a dog whistle to those on the far left, like, hey, or excuse me, far right, we're not going to let you down.
This legislation is about helping the working class in America get a pay raise that they deserve for a long time. I've seen some of those reporters on other networks, Shannon, and I would have to say they're not displaying their cosmopolitanism, they're displaying a kind of parochialism and insular attitude about the world. For instance, there are more English speakers in Nigeria and India and the Philippines than there are in England itself. And English is just one of 6 categories in which we would award points to immigrants coming here. We're trying to attract the people with the best mix of talent, skills, education, and earning potential to help our economy. That's fundamentally what this legislation is about, in addition to helping blue-collar workers in America have a fair shot at a decent wage again.
It's got a long path ahead, but something that did get to the president's desk and got a signature were those sanctions that you all recently passed with respect to Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The president also issued some interesting language along with signing that. A lot of folks call those signing statements, where it sounded like he was questioning some of the ability that Congress will have to challenge him, or some of the teeth that were put into the bill. He also tweeted this, and we don't know if this is about the sanctions. A lot of people think so. He says, our relationship with Russia is at an all-time and very dangerous low. You can thank Congress, the same people that can't even give us health care. Your response?
Well, Shannon, the legislation included sanctions not just on Russia, but also on Iran and North Korea. So it was an important piece of legislation to protect America's interest and put more pressure on those nations. More broadly, though, Vladimir Putin is to blame for the state of relationships between the United States and Russia. It was Vladimir Putin who invaded our partners. It was Vladimir Putin who provided missiles to rebels that they used to shoot civilian aircraft out of the sky in Europe. It was Vladimir Putin who meddled in Western democracies, to including our own, when his intelligence services hacked into those emails and released them. Vladimir Putin is primarily to blame here. Now, I would contend that the Obama administration bears some degree of the blame by encouraging Vladimir Putin to think that he could get away with those things, which he largely did. But the state of relations between the United States and Russia lays at the doorstep of Vladimir Putin.
You all are getting ready to embark on recess. A week of it was carved out. A lot of folks hope that health care or something else major would get done. But as you leave, you are a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Can you give us an update or a timeline on how things are going with your various investigations into Russian meddling?
Sure, we did stay an extra week in August. We may stay next week as well. I'm happy to stay for as long as it takes to get our work done. I think the people that resist that have a direct correlation to how much gray they have on their head these days. But we're going to continue to do our work through the recess or while we're here. Our staff will keep at the interviews they've been doing, continue to do the document reviews. We've made a lot of progress. I hope that we can at least put out some kind of interim report in the short term about what Russia did in our election last year and the way the Obama administration handled that. But we're going to continue the investigation until we reach the conclusion, and we're going to follow the facts wherever they take us to reach those conclusions.
All right, Senator Tom Cotton, maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we won't. Thanks for your willingness, sir. Good to talk with you.
Thanks, Shannon.
More to come on all that. 10